Hey everyone, this is Lynna and you're watching Lynna's Life. And this Lynna's Life is very much, um, well, let's just say it's a, what is it? What is it when they say it's kind of bare bones and stuff, when something is, like when musicians don't have the band with them and they're just playing an acoustic thing. This is kind of raw. So the reason that I'm making this video is to tell you guys about something that happened to me. And it was the day that was so exciting, about a couple of weeks ago, when I got my hair cut and colored for the first time. And well, 10 days later, I'm not feeling so hot. It started probably last week. I felt like a irritation in the back of my head, and it was just like really annoying, to the point of where I'm thinking, gosh, do I still have staples from my hair transplant? Did they miss one or something? But no, they didn't miss one. But I just kept on kind of touching it back there and worrying about it, wondering if it was like a tumor or something crazy. And come to find out, the reason for the problem in the back of my head was something that actually ended up kind of going to the front and side of my face. If you guys see it, this is what is commonly known as ringworm, and it's not actually a parasite, but a fungus. Like I've turned into a mushroom. There's been, something that's happened, and Mark and I were wondering how, figuring out what in the world happened here that, I'm under such a severe attack of it. Even my ear has become inflamed, and he popped a blister recently over here, and, I got like, it's gross, really, to tell you the truth. It's disgusting, actually. But the importance of going to a salon where you know that they are going to be wary and vigilant about being very sanitary. So that means like they have to soak their combs and scissors in solution and constantly make sure that everything is sterilized and sanitary for everyone else. What happened to me was this. That day we walked in, Mark and I, and we were just like, we found this deal on Groupon at this really nice salon in the Wilton Manors area, and it wasn't cheap because she charged, a good penny for the services and stuff, and I had a Groupon deal, and she, gave me a little bit more of a treatment and stuff with the deal, but I ended up getting ringworm. Why? Well, it happens in even the most posh hair salons in America. If they don't maintain a sanitary environment and a sterilized environment, this could happen to you. And the reason is because my hairstylist had been doing a pedicure on some guy that was a customer there, and I was waiting to get my hair done there with her, and she had me sitting waiting, and I waited there with Mark, and we just sat there for like 35 minutes. She told us it was going to be an hour, and then she was done. She was finished. And I don't know if she ever washed her hands after working with somebody's feet. Yeah, feet. Someone's feet were being worked on. And I ended up having her do, touch my head and all that. And I have a scar from the blood transfusion, from the hair transplant, because they actually cut along the back of my head and lifted a flap of skin up to get hair follicles. However, that works, pretty technical and way more than I know. But I know that they they did that, and I've never really seen the scar myself, but Mark says it's very pronounced, and still, it's still a weak part of my body, as far as like a place where infection can go and all that. Well, she also did a keratin treatment on my hair as well, and come to find out that keratin is a fuel for these fungi if they get onto your skin. They like dead skin and they like breeding there. It's really gross. I mean, if you read about it, people get this all the time. I think like 20% of people get it and they deal with it and stuff. And there's all kinds of home remedies. Right now, we're using a combination of oil of oregano, a actual garlic cloves, some alcohol to dry out the blisters. We're going to attempt to use coconut oil tonight, overnight, and see what we get out of that. But needless to say, this was all absolutely unnecessary. You see that? That's all from, I don't know what that is. Is that garlic?
Yeah, it's a piece of garlic.
Oh, that's nice. So it's not a booger.
No.
It's not pus. It's garlic.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to really touch my face in the last 2 or 3 days because of all the infection that can go to another side of my face, and I really don't want anything over here or down here, which has already been, I exacerbated it because I ended up sleeping the last week, uncomfortably trying to figure out what it is, what's going on. And I was quiet about it for a few days and I didn't say anything to Mark. And then I mentioned it to him and said, it feels like there's like, I don't know, just some uncomfortableness. And we didn't think that it could possibly be this. I mean, it was like, maybe it's just, from we've been eating healthy and the body may be reacting and stuff like that. We started training, we started doing physical workouts and stuff like that. And I've had a problem with candidus, which is, just kind of a fungal infection throughout my life, with drinking milk all the time when I was a kid and being given, all these different, sugars and stuff growing up and eating chocolate and all these bad foods for you. It was only until last year that I stopped eating unhealthily and really started focusing on my health. And I used to have a really runny nose. In early videos, you probably saw, I was always going every time. People even mentioned it on the videos. I remember even my cousins would even make fun of me sometimes because this snotty-nosed kid was coming by and stuff. And, milk makes it worse. Any lactic acid buildup causes mucus, causes candidus, and you can read about it on the internet. So I'm prone to these fungal kind of gross breakouts and stuff with snot. I used to have to deal with jock itch. I used to have to deal with fungus growth or whatever on my feet and stuff. And after transitioning, a lot of that stuff went away because the primary cause of it is like testosterone and perspiration from, testosterone. And I simply stopped sweating as much. So stopping sweating also helps stopping the environments that these funguses like to breed in. I know it's gross, I know it's disgusting, and it is. It really is, but this is just the truth, I mean, people think, oh, so you transitioned because of that? Well, no, but I immediately noticed that afterwards, I didn't have to deal with the issues that I was having with smelly feet or smelly crotch and crap like that. So that's just been a perk of transition. Estrogen has been helpful in that area, but I still have an issue dealing with candidus and other things. So after we recover from this, I say we because Mark feels and is an empath. He notices and he hurts when I hurt. So I say that because I know that he's feeling the same thing. Although physically he doesn't feel what I'm feeling, in the sense of it being on him. He's told me countless times, baby, I wish it was me. I wish it was me that was going through this and not you. You've been through so much. And, he's been incredible to me, throughout this whole time. He's just been taking care of me and babying me and making sure that I've been taken care of and stuff, just like he's always done. Recently, I called my mom or texted my mom because my mom doesn't really like talking to me, and just told her about, the fact that I had gotten an infection. And her response was, "Oh my gosh, you need to go to the doctor and go get it checked out, see what it is." And because they're the only ones that know. And I'm like, yeah, they knew exactly what was going on with me when I ended up, breaking my neck in 3 places. And they offered me to have a remedy by what? Surgery? Well, we knew that that was not going to be the case. We were not going to let that happen. So we've approached this from a very natural, holistic angle, and we did that with healing my neck, and we're doing that with healing this problem. Because the medical field does not have the answers. There are people that are taking Lotrimin and other over-the-counter medicines and stuff that a year later they still find themselves having the same problem with their ringworm issues and stuff. And a lot of times what these doctors recommend is like a corticosteroid that only exacerbates the problem even worse than it is. People are like waking up going, I took this remedy that the doctor prescribed and my blister is even bigger and it's spread even farther. Ever since we've started to really isolate this thing and try to shut it down, it hasn't spread anymore. I don't touch the back of my head, God forbid. And Mark recently told me that the stuff that was going on back there where it was getting inflamed, because I was freaking out as far as like, you go to the hair salon to get your hair taken care of so that it can be healthy. I allowed them to chop off like a long portion of it I was getting my hair down to here. It was getting long. And I agreed that, I would allow her to trim it down to here because then it would be healthier, and she could actually get my hair back to being healthy. And, I hear horror stories about how hair is like falling out on some of these cases of bad ringworm and stuff. And it just, it's like you go to fix something and you create a worse problem. It's just really a bummer sometimes that when you want to do the right thing, sometimes you end up doing something even worse. So I would recommend that if you go to any hair salon, it doesn't matter, the most posh New York, downtown Manhattan hair salon, and under, whatever company, make sure that they're adhering to all the sterilization and sanitary standards that there are, because stuff like this can happen like that. There's like thousands of varieties of these funguses and stuff and things that linger around, even household items. It's important for you to, make sure, like when you're shaving, to use a different shaver for your face than you would for your legs or crotch area or arms or whatever, because these things can spread, and they are definitely something to reckon with. I just want to let you guys know that, I'm recovering, I'm getting better. For those of you who think that I don't have facial hair, well, obviously I do. And I'm, even after 15 treatments of laser, it doesn't necessarily go away. It's an ongoing thing. This is like 3 days of growth, and I still have, I have white hair that has grown. I still have black hairs that I deal with. And good news is that I was able to get in contact with the place that burned me, because a couple of years ago, my last laser appointment, um, they burned me, literally. My arm, see how it has these stripes on it, like some kind of a zebra? They're on my legs too, you see? Like my legs got it. I mean, I got burned by my laser technician as well. And there's some kind of Fitzpatrick scale that they have to adhere to, and there's different kinds of skin color that they need to set the laser to. And apparently someone that was working with me back in Minnesota in December of 2014, they failed to be able to give me the right setting. And so I have been fighting to get, this company to do right and stuff like that, by, trying to get in contact. But these places go fly by night. They get sold. So many of these places, these laser tech places, they're like underwater, and they go out of business and stuff. And you end up not knowing where you bought the program, the whole thing of sessions from, because, they disappear, they go away. So that's what happened to me. In Minnesota, this place shut down after, only being open for like maybe 4 months. And I tried to get in contact, and lo and behold, finally somebody in New York for whatever. I don't know why. I guess the major company got bought out, and they sold it to some other place. And eventually I've been able to locate where this place sold my contract to, and now they're saying that they can get me in at a laser place in Orlando, the closest, which is like 3 hours or so away. So hopefully I can start my laser again. I'm glad and grateful for where I've gotten to get in my treatment for my hair and stuff like that. It used to be way worse. If you've seen pictures of me as a guy in the past, I used to have like a beard that would go all the way down to here. I hated it, like the plague. And I used to have facial hair that would grow up, up here and stuff like that. So now it's kind of localized to this mug area right here. But, after 3 or 4 days, this is what it looks like. It starts popping up again, and thank God for the treatments that I got, and I'm grateful for that. But I know that I'm still not where I want to be, and but I'm thankful. So watch out, take care of yourself, and when you want to be more vain, consider the fact that maybe your vanity may cost you, because there's no easy solution. And these places need to be held to the fire and accountable for their actions. Laser places, pedicure salon, nail salons, hair salons, all these places, even day spas, they need to be held accountable. And when you do any business with these people, make sure that they are sanitary and hold to those high standards. Anyway, love you guys, and I'll see you guys. Hopefully I'll have better news, and this thing will just go away, and I can continue just living without having to worry about it. Anyway, love you guys, and I'll see you. Bye.